Hello and welcome to this brief mini lecture about creating and managing layers in AutoCAD. I am Francis Andrew Burac, your lecturer for today's lesson. Before we start, please clean your area and second, keep those unnecessary things that are not related for our lecture. And lastly, please turn your cell phone into silent mode to avoid distraction. So let's start. Today I'm going to show you on how to create and manage layers. Now, layers are important part of AutoCAD and I'm going to show you my screen. So let's jump right in the layer menu located on the home ribbon button, which is in the center just here. I'm indicating with my mouse. It's divided into three areas. The first is the layer property button, which opens up the layer property manager. The second is the drop down box where you can select the layer that you'd like to draw in. And the third of this shortcut buttons here, and they're very small and each represents different functions. I'm going to show the layer properties, so I'm go ahead into my object. Okay, I already create an object here. I'm going to click the layer properties. So first, I am going to introduce you the first icon here in upper portion. So the first icon is the new layer, or you can shortcut this in your keyboard. Just click Alt plus N, and next is the new layer viewport frozen in all viewports. Next is delete layer. The shortcut key is Alt D, and the next is the set current. I'm going to show you in the layer properties, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the layer properties button, which opens up in a layer property manager. Within this box, it's allowing you to set up and manage all layers, and at this moment you can see that I have a single layer, which is layer 0, which is set as current, and this layer standard, so you can never get rid of layer 0, but it's just one of those functions on AutoCAD that sometimes you are drawing and then you will select that object that you've drawn in a layer 0, and you can then change it to another. I'm going to show you the 4 buttons located on the top left hand side here, which I'm just indicating with my mouse. The left hand side is the create new layer. Go ahead and click that and it will create one there, highlight it in blue, and what it does is it copy over the layer above, so all the properties here, which I'm going to run through it. In the second, it copies those over the new layer. Second is create a new layer and then freeze it in the viewport. So you create a new layer by clicking on that button there, but it will do is when you go to your viewports to see what you're going to print, it doesn't actually show that layer. The next one is the delete layer. So go ahead and click that. It deletes the layer that I just drew. And then the last is with the tick is the status. So you can see here where it says the status, I've got this green tick, meaning that this layer is current, and when I say the layer is current, it means that that's the one that I'm drawing in. I'm going to show you in the layer property manager is the overall properties here, where I'm showing you with my mouse. So let's talk about the status. The name is where you name your layer. That is fairly obvious. You click on that and then change the name, whether it will be walls, doors, whatever. So in AutoCAD, it gives you the option of turning a layer on or off. And that and what it will do is when you turn it off, it will remove it from the your model space, so you can sort of see that I've got this item below here. Okay, it will turn off. It will pop up this box and they'll say, do you want to turn it off? When you say yes, it turn it off and you'll see those objects have now disappeared from the model space. Now they actually haven't fully been deleted. They still there. They just turned off so that you can go ahead and draw the other object where those without those impairing your vision. So I'm going to turn it back. So the next option is freeze. Now what freeze enables us to do is turn off layer, but also it's really handy because it removes a lot of the data from model space. And how that can help you out of is if you've got a very large drawing, it could slow down a lot because AutoCAD is quite clunky at times. And if you got many objects on the page, that's really handy. Just to freeze them will remove them from model space. And then you can go ahead and carry on. Then turn it back with this. It will be speed up your drawing. The next option is to lock. So if I go ahead to click, okay, you see that the padlock comes on and I can no longer do anything to this here in model space. I cannot unlock that now. The next option available to us is turning on or turning off plotting. So if I go ahead and turn that off, you'll see it comes with a little stop sign, and that will stop it from being plotted when you go to the printer drawing. So the next option is color. Color, this is a fairly straightforward option where you go ahead and click on that, and then you can select any color that you like from the color palette. Going to choose cyan color for the demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and that will apply the color to the layer. Now as you can see, I'm drawing in 0, so it's changed this object here to that color because they are both drawn in 0. Is line type. Now currently it is set as continuous. So you can see that it's continuous line. If I go ahead and click on that or bring up the select line types, and on here I've got a solid line continuous selected. So I'm going to click the load, which will bring up all of the available lines for me, and I'm going to go down. So here I have already my line types that I used. So I select this one, the dash, and I'm going to select OK. And as you can see, the line type changed now. Next option is line weight. Now, As default, a line weight isn't applied to the layer in the layer of Properties Manager. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. It will open it up and I'm going to apply the line weight into 0.5 and click OK. So as you can see, the line, it won't automatically change it because I don't have my line weight turned on. So to find the line weight display, just click this line weight or in your bar here in you just click this show or hide line weight off or on. So I click this and you can see now the line weight has been applied for the purpose of this demonstration. I'm gonna click that and I'm gonna remove the line weight, turn it back to default and click OK. So my line weight is going back to default. So the next op option is transparency. Now, we're currently set as zero transparency, which means the objects are in full view. If I go ahead and click on that, it will open this box and I'm going to go to 50% and click OK. And you'll see that it dropped the value of the layer to 50%, and there you go, the objects are now faded and I'm going to change that back transparency set to 0 and click OK. 0 and click OK and it's turned back. The next option is the view VP, is the new VP freeze. It stands for new viewport freeze. So if you go ahead and select that, it will then freeze all the object uh, under the layer within newly created viewports. Last but not the least option is the description, where you can go ahead and apply some kind of description in there for somebody who is going to open up your drawing somewhere else, say, and it gives them a bit more information about the layer, right? So now we discuss the layer properties manager.